Y'all, so
Is
live
somebody
police
talking at me?
chase in Ventura County right now.
Oh, that's a good plan. Solid pimp decision. I like it. Copy.
Y'all, this one I just saw.
Well, I'm in the helicopter. No, let's not play. Let's be serious. This is happening on Granada in the Granada Hills area, and this vehicle driving very erratically. We're eastbound 118. Started somewhere in the Simi Valley area, and we understand Simi Valley deputies were actually the ones that initiated the pursuit, and then the California Highway Patrol got involved. Look at those numbers. This vehicle,
Y'all,
little tiny car, moving over 100 miles an hour. It was in the carpool lane for most of the ride, but now it's in that
I saw
emergency
the
lane,
end of
and
this
it
because
is
it
not
happened
slowing
just
down. This is going to be a tough one. Are we going to
like
be getting off
5
on an
minutes
off ramp?
ago,
And at those speeds,
if
I hope
that.
those brakes are
But I
working well.
started it over.
It
It's not a
does seem
very
like
long
it's slowing
chase,
down a little
and it
bit,
gets
coming up to the top of the ramp.
crazy.
Now,
Y'all
California
like the
Highway
video?
Patrol, they do have their own helicopter, as I understand it, over this. Let's see what happens at that intersection. He has got
Mm,
that ability to get between a lot of those cars out there. Just before we went live, he did
insane.
really kind of squeak between a couple of vehicles on that 118. I was wondering, does he got soap on the bumpers or what? Making that turn, coming around, is he doing a U-turn? There you go. You can see the California Highway Patrol is making their presence known. Another one right there. They really want to bring this thing to a stop. What this person is wanted for, that I still don't know. Maybe our assignment desk can pass that information along to you ladies, and then we can get that information. But right now, you can see very erratic driving, very quick driving, and a lot of close calls for those civilians out there on the roadway.
Oh hell.
That always makes my blood run cold. Skyfox kind of doing a little pirouette here, but this is back onto the 118, and that's going to be eastbound. Don't worry, kids, I won't lose it. And you can see that those speeds, again, starting to pick up. California Highway Patrol, they're bringing more officers into the game. Can they do a pit? Not at these speeds. What can they do to stop it? Well, right now it's just kind of stay behind it, warn the public, and then, of course, if there's an opportunity, they might be able to do some spike strips. We've seen them do it in the past on the freeway, especially when the suspect, like in this case, using that far right or far left lane.
Oh hell. Y'all, it gets crazy. And it always happens too. As soon as I see
Well,
it,
we're coming up on the 405 right now. We got
as soon as I see it, I jump
coming up
into
in
it
that
and I'm
405.
like, oh,
You
let's
know,
go.
these
It's
yeah,
like
North Valley definitely going to be
it
Granada Hills,
ends.
North Valley. But you can see those speeds.
Oh,
Look
they're
at that,
losing their signal.
117 miles an hour. Now, a lot of these vehicles, especially these newer ones like that, they have limiters set up. The computer. They're just not going to let that car drive that fast. But if this person does any kind of, just even bumps into something right now at these high speeds, that could be very tragic for that driver and anybody else that may be in the vehicle. I am trying to listen to what California Highway Patrol is talking about. Haven't heard about anything but the driver. But again, California Highway Patrol in active pursuit this morning, still on the 118. We're going to start running out of 118. We'll have a choice out here, the 210 and or the 5. I also know that TOC, if we were going to stay on the 210, TOC is our technical people. We might have to start switching up some mountaintops. But right now, still continuing. Now in the emergency lane,
Oh
speeds
hell.
in the triple digits. This car really moving out. California Highway Patrol doing what they can to keep the public safe. Anything but the driver. But again, California Highway Patrol in active pursuit this morning, still on the 118. We're going to start running out of 118. We'll have a choice out here, the 210 and or the 5. I also know that TOC, if we were going to stay on the 210, TOC is our technical people. We might have to start switching up some mountaintops. But right now, still continuing. Now in the emergency lane, speeds in the triple digits. This car
Oh
really
hell.
moving out. California Highway Patrol doing what they can to keep the public safe.
Well, it is kind of like a Friday light situation, you could say, on the freeway, which is giving this person the ability to drive erratically, maneuver in and out of those lanes, and go at a high rate of speed, which obviously is very dangerous.
You
But
think?
because there's lack of traffic, that individual is able to drive this way.
Well, lack of traffic, that's one of those plus and minuses. Like you said, it's giving this person that ability to go a lot faster. Also, the people that are driving, they're not expecting somebody to come up on them that quickly and or
Right?
change
Just
lanes in front of them
launching through
that
them.
quickly. So this is makes it a little bit more dangerous for the public. California Highway Patrol, they are still, I believe they are still in the background there, at least trying to warn the public, but that vehicle is still moving along at a very, very quick clip. I know the helicopter
Oh, hell.
is still here following it, and of course Skyfox is going to keep an eye on it as well. But you know what?
Hey,
I did
yeah,
that wide
exactly.
shot, I did not see any of those California Highway Patrol
Yeah,
vehicles.
we started
So
it
maybe
knowing
they
that
had
I
backed
had
off,
just
giving
went
this-
live right when it happened.
Now I'm getting confirmation. I'm
But
being
I'm
correct.
rewatching
They
it. I want to
still-
see it
They
up
are
to that
still in
point
pursuit, and that's
because it
really
gets
a big
crazy,
positive.
y'all.
At least, again, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm just a guy in a helicopter. That it at least is warning the public that something is going on. Running through that gore point right there. This guy's still moving at a very fast clip.
Not
if
for
you
long.
Put up the speed, I know. On
Yeah, they
your
said he got
fancy
ejected.
Graphics that you have
Y'all.
there with the streets that could identify what we're looking at right here. It helps a lot in terms of following where this vehicle is going. We should say that it started as a pursuit of this SUV from the Ventura
Yeah, it
County
looked like it was
Sheriff's
just part of the
Office,
cars.
and officers there.
Like part of the
Starting
car.
all of this, and then this
Like a
vehicle
door or like that
making its way
fender or something.
eastbound on the
It was
118
crazy,
now
though.
over the 405, now going towards the 210, as you see. So clearly eastbound, and yeah, look at the speed there, Stu.
Definitely, and I'm sorry about that. I thought you guys were seeing the same thing I was. My bad, my bad. But yeah, you can see it, and this is not the carpool lane. Now we're getting back over into the actual traffic lanes. That was the emergency lane for the most of it. And these triple digits,
Crazy.
at one point, I looked up, and it could be a little bit of an error. Don't get me wrong, we're not perfect, but it was coming up to 118 miles an hour. Now, I would venture to say that 115, 120, probably the limiter on a car like that. And again, that's just a factory thing. So right now, still moving along. California Highway Patrol behind it the best they can. They are being safe. That's one of the reasons why they're a little bit farther behind. Again, though, the biggest fear for us watching right now, somebody getting hurt, be it that driver and or an innocent person. Look how fast he's passing these other vehicles. And then
he's
when
about
he
to
does
get
those
hurt,
little
all right,
maneuvers
y'all.
where he cuts somebody off, one tiny mistake, and that could be devastating. Right now, back in that emergency lane, I always say it, and I really mean it. Anytime I even go through a gore point, I wind up with nails in my tire. I'm always amazed at how these guys can drive for miles and never have any problems with their tires. But continuing on right now,
he's about to have a problem with the whole left side of his car.
We are on the 210. We're going to start getting into the La Cañada area. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to keep a signal up because it's going to be one of those spots where our microwave signal might be having a problem. But right now, though, we're keeping an eye on this pursuit. California Highway Patrol chasing him. Originally started in Simi Valley. I do know Simi Valley deputies originally were in pursuit, and then they handed off to California Highway Patrol. Again, the original one, unknown to me at this time.
Well, actually, we're finding out some information according to the CHP West Valley scanner that the original want may have been theft.
It's
at
still
this point.
continuing.
Yeah, but we're not sure. Obviously, unconfirmed, and information changes moment to moment as we watch and follow something like this occurring. But it's really the speeds that are dangerous at this point. Araxia pointed out Friday light. But soon, you're going to be dealing with more Friday traffic as conditions change out there on the roads.
Well, the 210 is traditionally kind of one of those freeways. It's like if you live in the valley, it's kind of that secret way around things. Yeah, you're going to put a little more miles on your car, but you're not going to sit in traffic for the most part. So this is going to be pretty much wide open. Now, it depends upon where he winds up or she. If we take the two.
Uh-oh. All right, it looks like we lost signal there with Stu for a moment. We'll try to work on that. As we watch this, there you see indicating where we are exactly, the 210 East and exit 11 there at Sunland Boulevard, Tahunga.
Fine.
There you are, Stu. Okay, so we're seeing this vehicle just continue to drive erratically, pick up speeds, going very, very fast, weaving in and out of traffic. Obviously, the people who are on the road have no idea what's going on, and that's always very
Terrifying.
nerve-wracking and dangerous to see.
Definitely. And again, this
113.
is continuous. We've been climbing uphill right now, making our way. We're behind Mount Lee, and you can see that vehicle still continuing on. I wonder if that was a California Highway Patrol that he
It looked like
passed
it.
right there. It's just one of those ones where you just kind of wonder, what is the point? I always kind of think to myself, why is this person running? You know, they're
Right.
not going to get away. If it's an emotional thing, maybe this is getting something out of their system, but you're putting so many people at risk. Anybody you're passing at those high speeds, and then of course, you know, yourself behind the wheel. I understand that there's a little bit of a helicopter swap right now. We actually have a sheriff ship over it. We are in La Cañada. Maybe they made their way over here knowing this was coming their direction. But those speeds and how this person passing everybody out here in the La Cañada Tujunga area, it's a little nerve-wracking. And then those lane changes, they've been kind of
Yeah,
sweeping
this is
right now.
nuts.
Like you said, a little bit Friday light. He's got those opportunities to make those kind of wide turns. But sometimes he gets into those traffic situations, and even at those high speeds, makes those abrupt turns. I'm worried about this vehicle colliding with somebody else on the roadway. Everybody else doing the speed limit. This person doing almost double the speed limit.
Yeah, anytime you see a car driving like that, whizzing by you, you kind of wonder, you know, what the situation is. I know I take pause and wonder if it's a pursuit going by, but clearly that's the situation here. If you're driving along this freeway and you're seeing
yeah,
this
here it
car
is.
going by at triple digits in terms of
Here it
how
is.
fast it's speeding by, really dangerous.
And the signal cuts
And
back in. It was
obviously,
like
we're having trouble with the signal right there, but we
almost
are
right
staying
away.
on top of this pursuit of this dark SUV that started in the Simi Valley area.
And with that, we're at the 11 o'clock mark of Good Day LA Plus, GDLA Plus, and we welcome all of you. We are watching this pursuit. We began watching this towards the end of the 10 o'clock hour. Stu up in Skyfox over the scene right now. There you see it on the 210 East, passing exit 17, La Crescenta there. Obviously, this vehicle we hear is a theft suspect, wanted for some kind of a theft issue. You see how dangerous this individual is as he or she makes his or her way down the freeway there.
Oh,
Very
hell.
close
Very
to
close to
so
the back of
many
the semi.
vehicles.
Oh,
I
here
know
it
it
is.
is really nerve-wracking, just complete disregard for any rules and laws and
This is about where
other
I
people's safety
saw
at this
it.
point. So Stu, pick it up from there and tell us what
like a
else you
big
see
work
happening
truck.
down below. We don't see the black and white vehicles or any CHP from this vantage point, but obviously they're giving this person some space because this is where it gets very dangerous when they feel as though they have nothing to lose.
You know, I'm trying to. Whoa! Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
hey.
I'm going to show that on television. Yes. Oh no.
Oh wow.
No. This is good. This is one of those ones where I don't even want to push in
Oh,
on that. I
hell.
think the driver was ejected on that collision right there. We're going to need a moment or two to actually find out exactly what happened. But definitely
least it was a
collided with
dump
that pickup
truck.
And this is what I was
Like he
talking
hit the
about
back of the
whole
dump truck.
time. That type of collision, you know, that if what I saw is what I saw, which I hope it's not, this has come to a very tragic ending. You can see the California Highway Patrol. I want to push in, but I don't want to put anything on air that would be offensive or, you know, that we don't want to see. But you can see California Highway Patrol still kind of close by. Maybe that was just the airbag that I saw floating around on the outside of that vehicle when that collision happened. But it definitely looked like it definitely hit on the driver's side. There is no doubt about that. And of course, it ripped open the side of that car. California Highway Patrol making their way over there right now.
Right, Doug?
I'm looking for some kind of acknowledgement if I can push in a little closer, if I should stay wide. It looks like they are taking the person out of the vehicle right now, but that condition I can't say because we can't see it. But this pursuit coming to a very tragic end out here. We're in the Pasadena area, technically 210 right by the exit 19, which I think might actually be the 2. But what
That's Imagine being the dump
these
truck
are the
driver.
ones
He's
that
sitting
I
back there like,
just,
what the hell
it
just
saddens
happened?
me to see that type of incident happen out there. And of course, this person probably very injured, and this coming to a
Yeah.
pursuit. This pursuit coming to a end out here with a tragic collision on the 210.
That was a
speeds of over
violent
100
end.
miles an hour.
That was a violent end to that pursuit, and you can see all the black and white, patrol cars. They have the freeway pretty much blocked at the moment. We saw the driver. The impact seemed to be only on the driver's side of the vehicle, right? And you could see that, it just ripped an entire hole through the driver's side of the vehicle, and dragging some of the parts of the car along with it. And we don't know what the status of the driver is, but certainly it had to be very, very injured at that point.
Definitely, and this is one of the ones where I'm trying to find out more by kind of pushing in to see what happens. But yeah, there's it definitely seems to be that driver definitely bleeding, and in the CHP, one of them, you saw him run over here to the back of that car. He actually they all have paramedic kits in there. They come across these type of accidents all the time.
Yo, that right there, you see, that's not tread mark.
They do know basic and first
Lord.
aid, but that collision with the side of this truck right here, this dump truck, that is solid steel, and and connected with that portion right there. That so that's even angled. It opened that car up like a can opener.
It did,
and hopefully
they're doing CPR.
Driver will be okay, but right now I would venture to say not okay.
We don't want to zoom in too tightly on that car right now, because you can see it is quite the bloody scene.
What a tragic and violent ending to this, and
he was probably looking back
too.
Where are they?
Saw what exactly happened.
This is a replay of the accident right now.
Right there.
Oh my really horrific to watch this. And
yes,
you could see the vehicle was speeding so fast it went out of control as it was trying to veer around that orange truck, and that's how the collision happened so violently and so quickly because of the speed, and that's why you said it pried it open like a can opener. That edge of the orange truck.
Yeah, if you look right here, y'all look.
Like a can opener.
They're doing CPR right there.
Hopefully,
see him?
It is. That driver
that was
will
CPR
be okay,
right there.
But right now, I would venture to say. Because he was in those triple digits that entire time, is definitely going to be that kind of number. That dump truck that looks like a city truck, I venture to say probably was going about 55. So it's kind of simple math. He basically hit the back of that truck, or skimmed the back of that truck at about 50 miles an hour, and most of that impact was right there on the driver's side. Definitely that driver very injured right now. Officers from California Highway Patrol doing first aid to the victim. I know there has been a call for a fire truck to arrive out here in an ambulance.
He better get some.
More than a few minutes, especially with that traffic backed up. And how are they going to make their way over here? So it's going to be a few minutes before we start seeing the paramedics come. But like you said, all lanes right now on that eastbound 210 shut down, and that backup already building very quickly. A lot of these folks might have an opportunity to get off or make their way on an off ramp, but some of them are going to be here for the duration. California Highway Patrol, they may have to open some lanes to get the fire trucks in here. That might relieve some of the pressure, but that ending is just one of those ones. It's tragic, and I mean, the word hate is. It is what it is, but it's one of those things you just never want to see with anybody. That person possibly losing their life this afternoon, and for what? Whatever the problem was, they probably could have worked it out. May take some time, but tragic ending out here on the
what do you think?
Certainly, and so you're going to keep an eye on that. We will return to this coverage after we take a short break. Be right back.
performing CPR on the driver of that vehicle that was involved in that chase that we were watching. Very high speeds. I cannot push in right now, but you see that orange dump truck down there. That vehicle at over 100 miles an hour did collide with the back of it. Now, they were both moving at that time, and that vehicle, both of the vehicles, coming to a stop at that location. California Highway Patrol right behind it. They made an approach. They saw the victim was in very bad shape. They grabbed their first aid kits and now are doing CPR and trying to do life-saving procedures to keep that suspect alive. All the lanes here on the 210 eastbound
where's the
Pasadena
fire truck? Where's
area
the
are
ambulance?
going to be stopped for some time. A couple of folks are being able to get off, but if this is part of your drive this morning, you know somebody that may be on that road, give them heads up. Tell them to get off that freeway and try to re-enter after the 2 if they need to stay on the 210. But again, tragic ending out here to a pursuit that came out of the Simi Valley area. Burglary suspect, that was the original want. And again, a very tragic ending as that vehicle hit that dump truck. Now, they were both moving at that time, but still enough of a force to rip open the side of the car and severely, if not mortally, injure the driver of that vehicle that was fleeing from law enforcement.
Oof, it was a rough pursuit to watch.
No, there's the
then,
ambulance.
I can imagine.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
but
Oh, nope,
honestly,
that's fire truck.
I just keep thinking about how innocent people could have been hurt given the circumstances and how fast that person was driving and how reckless that individual was. Obviously, we saw how he was unable to veer away from that dump truck in time, which leads us to this scene right here, a tragic end right there as they try to save this person's life, but I don't know how hopeful it's looking at this point. And then,
looked
you
like there
know,
was
realistically,
quite a
all
bit
the
of blood.
people who are on that road, and if we pan over, we can show that backup that's going to impact so many people's days today. We don't know how long this is going to take. It's going to take quite some time to clear a scene like this.
Right. Stu, just for clarification, was the driver, was he the only person in the car? It seems like it.
It definitely seems like it. Yeah, I believe that
nobody else got out.
is the solo person inside that vehicle. The
Or
driver
was
from
pulled
the
out.
dump truck probably realized there was a collision, did stop. Clearly, you can see right there that truck stopped right there at the gore point. But California Highway Patrol, during the break, we did take a quick peek, and they are down there performing CPR and doing what they can. We did see one LA County paramedic truck just pulling up, so that's the first one arriving. There definitely is going to be an ambulance, and as you said, this is going to be here for some time. A fatality crash during a pursuit. They're going to have to do an investigation. Hopefully, they'll be able to open a couple of the lanes out here. But right now, all lanes on the eastbound 210 shut down in the Pasadena area. So it's just keep this in mind if it's part of your drive. But again, I have no words when something like this happens, because you just think to yourself, you know, was it worth it? And clearly that answer is no.
Yeah, truly, it's senseless. It put many other people at risk, and this is the ending that I know no officer out there had hoped for. So, okay, Stu, what we'll do is we'll let them get everything figured out. We're going to check back in with you if there's any updates for you to share with us. But in the meantime, we're going to roll along with our show here. Thank you, Stu.
Oh man, that was it. Y'all, crazy. See you on the next one.